So you'll go around and you'll fight a guy and you'll win, and then you'll get it's like a roulette kind of thing, and you can either like get a new persona that way, or get extra experience, get your party healed, get more money, get a weapon, or get nothing. And that was cool because it kind of allowed you to manage. Of course, it's randomized. You got to pick it. It's like they're like cards, and you got to pick a card and hope that you pick the right one. Towards the end of the game, you're able to predict it almost up until the end of the game. The end of the game is when they start really randomizing it, and you're just like, all right, I got to pick one. So you just pick one. And so there's also this thing called the Velvet Room, and you can go to that through either the first floor in Tartarus, or you could go to like the mall, and it's in the back of the mall. And there you can use different personas and try to get, if you want like a certain skill set. It's kind of random how it goes, but you can always come back if you don't feel like you get in the personas that you want. And so you can kind of like you can do like a two persona fusion, a 3 persona fusion, and towards the end of that game, those persona fusions are how you are going to beat this game. I'm telling you that right now. So I did that. I was always fusing personas, and by the end of the game, I had such a lethal team of personas with a whole great bunch of healing moves and nullifying certain, whether it's like fire or different elements or different attacks. I had guys that were nullifying those, and guys could barely do any damage to me because I had really just fucking maxed out some of those personas. So that's really, really useful. And that's another element of the social links, because if you get to level 10, on the social links you unlock like a different persona, like a special persona for that social link that you can make if you combine like 4 or 5 or even 6 different personas that you find. I never got to do that just because I didn't really give a shit, but that's definitely a cool feature of the game you might want to check out if you're really into this game. This game is really fucking long. It's a really long game, and I kind of had a problem with that. My file was over 90 hours. Not that every single hour was me playing. I might have left it on. I don't really remember. Like I said, me playing this game goes back a while. So it's really long, and I kind of have an issue with that because, like I said, it's a very routine game. So you'll pretty much be doing the same thing, or certain, you'll have a list of things you want to do in a day, and you'll be working towards trying to get some social links done that you want to get done, and you'll be buying new weapons and fusing new personas and doing all sorts of stuff, going to Tartarus, a few times a week. This game does not need to be that long. I'm sorry, if you cannot tell a good story in 60 hours, that's the perfect length for an RPG for me. Xenogears, 60 hours, told a great story, told a compelling story. It was a little slow at first, so even so, you could tell a great story in 50 hours. But 90 hours, I mean, you definitely get your money's worth. And the thing is that there's another side, like, epilogue story called The Answer in this. I beat the Journey, which is like the first actual main quest. Then there's the epilogue, and that's, another 30-hour quest right there. So that's 120 hours, and that's really, really long for an RPG. But also, this is like the director's cut, so there was Persona 3, and it was just regular Persona 3, but this is FES edition, so it had like a bonus. This is like a director's cut, so I don't know, I think it added like 20 or 10 hours worth of content. So it's about a 70 to a 90-hour game. And like I said, it's cool because you can kind of play the game how you want to play it. Do you want to focus on social links? Then go right ahead and focus on social links. I really recommend it, by the way, because that's how I got a lot of my personas to be as beastly as they were, because, once you get a persona to, because they're all of a different type, like if they're called like the Hangman, there's a Arcana, or the Fool Arcana, and if you fuse a persona and you have that social link maxed out, or you have any sort of progress on that social link, it'll get experience based on how far along in that social link you are. So that was pretty cool. What else to talk about? Like I said, I thought the game was a little overhyped in my opinion. I do think there are much better RPGs to play and worth playing with a much more... Story was beast towards the end, but you really had to work because you would do so much, so much stuff, and then you'll get like a little snippet of story here, and then you'll do so much stuff, and then you'll get like a little snippet of story here. And usually that, once the major things would happen at the end of each month, because that's when the full moon is, and that's when, the biggest things would occur is when a full moon is out. So, I mean, it was a good game in my opinion, I have Persona 4. I hear that one. I might like that one a little bit more. I haven't even opened it. I got it the first day it came out, and it's been sitting on that shelf ever since. I have the art book as well. But a pretty good game, I think. Not the best RPG I played. I'm more of not a traditional RPG kind of guy, but I like an RPG that, you know, the story is always keeping me interested, and I'm not always doing, you know, fight, 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 fight. I like, you know, I like progression in story. You can tell a good story in 60 hours. I don't see why you need this game to be 90 hours. And I think that's also another product of, you know, the setting being a modern day setting, because, you know, you're not always going to have epic things happening in a modern day setting. You know, you'll live your modern day life and have, like, things happen when deemed necessary for the story. So, you know, that is what it is. You know, some people live and die by the series, the Shin Megami Tensei series especially. I really don't think they're that great of RPGs. They're good, but I'm not a die-hard RPG fan. I've played my damn good share of RPGs, but give me, like, the Tales game, give me a Star Ocean, you know, second story, give me Xenogears. This game, it's good, and I think I'm going to definitely play through the answer at some point, but I don't know, it was just kind of ho-hum to me. But let me tell you what fucking happened with the final boss quick. Fighting the final boss, pain in the ass, because the first time, I only took 2 tries to beat him, but the first time, I would get him down to the smallest sliver of health, and he has this attack that it hits all your guys and does a random status ailment, depending, you know, not on all of them, but it'll do it on one, and I got him to, like, under 100 HP twice in one battle, and he charmed one of my guys, and then one of my guys used one of his healing spells to bring him back to full health. So I was fucking cursing and yelling. No one was home at the moment, so I was like throwing the controller. I was like, fuck, fuck, fuck. I was so pissed, and it happened twice in one battle, and the second time it happened, I was like, alright, yo, fuck this. And I restarted and beat it on the next try. Not a difficult game. It's a decent one. It is what it is. You know, Persona, you'll like it if you like it. I think it's for a really die-hard, hardcore fan, but it's really not for everyone. But, okay, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I think I kind of covered everything I wanted to in 15 minutes. I can talk about this game for another 15 if I wanted to. But next video might be on the PSN shit. I know everyone's making videos on that, but you want my intelligent team rival opinion. You don't want your hillbilly phone opinion. But I'm going to think I make that right after this, so I will see you guys around. Peace.